Creating eBay and PayPal stealth accounts. Getting started. Introduction. Some videos on this subject are nothing but sales pitches to persuade you to buy an expensive ebook at the end to get any actually useful information. This video presentation, by contrast, actually provides you a great deal of education and instruction for free. Here I explain how to create new accounts to access eBay and PayPal again, and how to avoid having those accounts suspended again. If you're taking your time to read this, you probably know how to sign up for accounts on eBay and PayPal. I don't go into detail about filling in the online registration forms at all. Rather, I tell you what you need to do to get past the roadblocks that have prevented you from creating and keeping new eBay and PayPal accounts ever since your original accounts were suspended or frozen. The key to returning to selling on eBay and getting paid through PayPal is simple. Eliminate any possibility of a connection, that is, link, to your previous compromised accounts. This free video tutorial, combined with the resource guide, the PDF supplement for $7, with detailed answers to common questions and links to resources you need, completely teaches you how to achieve this. Getting started. The following are some key suggestions about opening and maintaining stealth accounts for eBay and PayPal. Tip number 1. Never reuse old information. As far as your stealth accounts are concerned, never use any personal detail that you have already used in connection with another account, such as address, email account, phone number, bank account, bank card, Windows account, IP number, or even web browser that you have ever used in the past in connection with eBay or PayPal. If you do, you should expect your new accounts to be linked to your old accounts and consequently suspended. Tip number 2. Create accounts in pairs. Always set up your eBay and PayPal stealth accounts in pairs. Use exactly the same information for both accounts. Do not allow for discrepancies. eBay and PayPal, for our purposes, should be regarded as the same entity. What one knows about you, the other also knows. Tip number 3. Carefully record all account details. Keep a record of all of the details you are using to create an eBay and PayPal account pair, including everything from the IP address, name, date of birth, home address and phone numbers used, usernames and passwords, etc. This is especially important when creating multiple account pairs, so as not to get them mixed up. Tip number 4. Create multiple stealth accounts. Imagine how your situation might have been different if you'd had a set of extra active eBay and PayPal accounts in reserve when your accounts were suspended. You'd have been able to continue doing business without much interruption. Just project that thought toward the future, and you'll see why they're a good form of security. eBay shuts people down for no apparent reason all the time. PayPal freezes accounts at whim for up to 6 months and enjoys the interest earned in the meantime. A stealth account may be strong armor against being linked, but no account is completely shielded from suspension. Even if you need to invest $20 to create a stealth eBay PayPal account pair, it's cheap insurance on your ability to continue earning online. Also, in 2018, plenty of people are looking to buy new pre-made stealth account pairs for $250 or even more for aged accounts. So it's a good idea to keep a few stealth account pairs lying around for a rainy day or even to sell for profit. Tip number 5. Avoid repeat suspension. As much as I'll emphasize the technical aspects that need to be considered to avoid being linked and suspended, the behavioral aspects should be examined as well. Consider why your account was suspended in the first place, if you know. It may have been due to certain types of account behavior that eBay or PayPal saw as suspicious or high risk. When you get back on eBay, you may be tempted to start selling right away, to make up for lost time and revenue. However, this behavior would look suspicious to eBay Pal because it wouldn't fit the profile of a typical freshman user. An average new eBay user wouldn't immediately know how to list an item for sale, or perhaps even how to buy an item. Nor would a new PayPal account have a river of payments flooding in. Their computers and employees constantly monitor what you do with your accounts, especially during the first few months after signing up. You must restrain your impulse to get right back in the game where you left off, and instead try to behave like a first-time eBay buyer for at least 1 month. Browse the products, read their how to buy articles, and do even buy some modestly priced items if you can. Good buyer feedback builds trust. After at least 1 month, and after clicking through some how to sell articles to give the appearance that you first needed to figure out how to sell, you may list one modestly priced item for sale. Your first sales listing stands the greatest chance of being reviewed manually by a human employee. To avoid suspicion, it is best to list a used item which is not in a high-risk category. Do not list a brand name item unless you can show the receipt for it in your photos. Do not use any product photos that you have used before on eBay, and do not use photos obtained from the internet by any means. After a few days, if your first listing has passed inspection and you haven't received a request from eBay for further information about yourself or your products, then you have successfully begun your 90-day probation as a seller. That's right. You're not home free just yet at this point. During the first 3 months of selling on eBay, exercise extreme caution with what you sell and how you sell it. Here is a list of some best practices to follow during this period of time, both to avoid being linked and being perceived as a high-risk account. Use new product photos made with a different camera than before, or purge the EXIF data from the new photos. Change your style and format for listing titles and descriptions so they don't resemble your previous listings. Avoid selling exactly the same products, or at least the same combination of products as you sold before, if possible. If you're using several stealth accounts, avoid any similarities among these accounts as well. Don't use multiple quantity listings or otherwise give the impression that you have a large or wholesale source of supply. Don't ask eBay to increase your monthly selling limits when you've reached your maximum. Instead, use extra stealth accounts as needed. eBay should raise your limits by the end of the 90 days, as long as you play your cards right. Don't withdraw your funds from PayPal immediately, and always leave enough in your account to cover your fees and potential refunds. If PayPal places temporary holds on your received payments, just live with it. Don't complain or ask them to release the hold. They will release the restriction once they see that you're fulfilling your orders responsibly.